Welcome to Dragon's Tome, episode 59 for March 1982. This is issue 59 of Dragon Magazine. We're going through every single one chronologically if you're new here. My name's Rob.
Jack.
Chopper.
It's like he doesn't care anymore, Jack.
I'm Jack.
Jack's promoting his ASMR channel. This month is, we're into March. The Marches of 82.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Pat. You were how old?
82?
Yes.
12.
12-year-old little
Nice.
Pat. Little Patrick. Little
Little
Patrick
Patty Pat
O'Houlihan. He wasn't even Chopper then. He was only a two-wheeler.
That was a mongoose.
So this cover is
That was
called...
a
sorry.
Schwinn.
You're a Schwinn, yes. Skitterbugging by Jim Holloway. It's a sci-fi cover. We don't get many sci-fi covers. Unfortunately, the frame is back, but...
Yeah, I think it's a sci-fi cover because the Traveler Adventure that's included in this.
Plus, there's a fiction that is sci-fi. That I think has something to do with this. But it's glowing hornets trying to attack these poor people. It reminds me of Gamma World or those kind of art.
What it reminds me of is Alien.
Yeah, they definitely have the outfits.
Here's
of
Tom
the
Skerritt in the yellow.
Okay.
And then Sigourney Weaver right next to him.
And
As long as I'm not the only one who saw this, then saw the module and went, oh, this is from the module. And then I started going, oh, archetype. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing.
Oh, for Exodonis Spaceport. It is a ripoff of Aliens. Is that what you're trying to say?
They're walking on well-tread ground. I don't know if it's a blatant ripoff, but certainly they took a little charcuterie board of inspiration.
Nice. We'll move down into, unless you have anything else to say about the cover. Anything? Charcuterie?
No, it's good. It's a good quality cover. I like aesthetically. It's nice. Everything about it I like.
It's very well done.
Yeah.
By Jim Holloway. Well done, sir. We'll go down to Dragon Rumbles. This is a quick one. It's just it's Kim Mohan this time. And it's just a big retraction about, I guess in some other review, in another issue, he reviewed some binders for DMs, and he gave him a praise review and all this stuff. And the person wrote in is like, these binders are just regular binders that they're selling at double price to take advantage of gamers. And he's like, oh, I never knew these binders existed. And then he gives a half-hearted apology, and then pokes fun at the person who wrote in to chide him. So it's good old Mohan. Whenever he's in charge, there's always a bit of a let's just say satirical edge to his writing. I don't think he likes people. But who is going to buy some binders? Unless they have a cool dragon on the cover, I don't care about binders.
I just don't know what an easel-backed binder is. So
I assume it's got the little kickstand to keep it upright.
Like if it's just a binder that has one leg that pivots out.
Yeah.
I would think no one would ever want that. So yes, someone would have invented it. Like I would have been fooled by Mohan. I would think, no, this has got to be just for a select, very few people. I would never know that you can go to a stationery store and buy a binder that has a little leg that you can kick out. If that's what it is.
Yeah. For half the price.
I would have been snowed too.
Like I say, if it's like those cool like Trapper Keepers with a cool picture on the front, that's different.
Lasers.
Oh, Trapper Keepers are big around this time, too.
I would think so. This is about the time they're
No.
starting. Later, you think?
Yeah, this has got to be about 10 years too early.
No,
because
I had Trapper Keepers when I was a kid.
I had Trapper Keepers in 8th grade, which is where I am right now.
Yeah, I had Trapper Keepers when I was in grade school, for sure.
Yeah.
You are trapped and kept in remembrances of lies.
I'm gonna look at it.
Don't bring these fallacies to the holy sanctuary that is this podcast. You can't.
He's looking it up when Trapper Keepers came out.
When they hit their stride, it was 89,
Oh
No,
no,
we were in high school in 80. You had Trapper Keeper when you were in grade school.
Yeah.
they hit their stride right out of the gate.
I'll go back to 85 maybe, but I'm not doing the first 2 months of 1982. I'm not. I can't.
Oh, you think, Jack?
I'm not.
Late 1970s, Trapper Keepers were invented.
Ooh. Invented, but didn't.
Wow. But by 82, they were definitely been popularized.
I don't know.
When there was the Trapper Keeper itself.
What?
I'm gonna say that
They're still around?
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
They can't be with that flap over cover, all the different.
It's probably
things.
kitsch to be, kitschy. Yeah, there you go. 80s. Enough about Trapper Keepers. Who wants to go first? We'll go to Patrick first. Patrick, what's your first one?
My first article is page 8.
8.
And the Gary Gygax wrote a little
This
article
is
about
definitely one of mine.
cantrips.
Yep.
This is going to be a short episode, because this magazine was slim pickings. This was a
Really?
carcass.
I got four out of this.
Really?
I have a few other things, but this is the main one. Yep.
This is one of mine. This is my second
Yeah.
one. So.
I thought this was a nice article because I don't think we saw cantrips till 2nd edition or maybe even 3rd edition.
No, that's not true. It's cantrips come in Unearthed Arcana, which is at the beginning. He says. They
did come in under the cantrip, didn't they?
Yeah, and he says we have a new book coming out next year. I looked it up. Unearthed Arcana doesn't come out until 1985. Good old promising and not delivering, Gygax.
Except for, I believe...
I can tell you why. Because this is around the time when he starts to... There's the power struggle.
Well, maybe. But anyway,
Inside,
Jack, you were saying?
I believe because he unveils the concept in the World of Greyhawk, and I believe he's intending to release another Greyhawk book that will have this fleshed out. I don't believe he's referring to Unearthed Arcana.
Well, yes, because he's mentioned some new character classes. The next new character classes only come in Unearthed Arcana. There is no other new character classes.
And there was no other World of Greyhawk. I think he thought he had another.
Maybe, yeah. But maybe
that
he thought
was going to.
But it eventually becomes Unearthed Arcana, what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't even know if the two are even meet in the middle.
Yeah, it is, because that's where cantrips show up first, is in Unearthed Arcana. So he's implying that this is going to be in the next book, which is Unearthed Arcana, is where they eventually show up. So that's where it happens. So.
And then there's a whole... If you read the Empire of Imagination, there's a whole chapter on why that book gets put up so late.
Yeah, it gets delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, because
it is pretty much his swan song, right?
Yeah, it was whoever was running T.S. Proper and the Bloom Brothers.
Yes.
And they were just dragging their feet and not putting new material out. And then that's when Gygax goes, "Why is this book not out? It's been done. It's sitting in the waiting to go."
Yeah. Well, we'll get into all that, I'm sure, because it's going to happen, and we'll get into the history. But cantrips. Anything you have to say about any of the cantrips in here?
I just think it's nice. I thought it was good to see, and
there's a lot.
There's a lot of good, useful spells for everyday work.
There's like 40 something cantrips in here, so.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically based off of the Disney Apprentice.
He
kind of takes that as his base. Yeah, Fantasia. Yeah.
But cantrips are still to this day huge. They are. If you watch any of these D&D live plays or anything like that, cantrips they're still a vibrant part of the game. Yeah. So it's not like some of these things you see and you go, "Oh, okay, that could be useful," and it's like dust in the wind.
No,
this reverberates to this day.
It's because how often would you? All the time, I'm wishing things were more damp.
If you're looking for a wet cloth to wipe your armor off,
it's true. I can dampen my cloth, and then I can dry it afterwards. But yeah,
or you're eating your roast a boar over the campfire and you spill a little bit of this boar juice on you.
You gotta clean.
As a guy who spills many things on his shirt as he eats.
You wish you had the clean cantrip?
I wish I had it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, cantrips are cool. Jack, what is your first thing?
Well, I'm just going to do a cantrip right now. Create water.
That doesn't sound like water.
Oh. Yeah, that sound like crack can.
I think you're going to do the cantrip belch pretty soon, though. Are you sponsored by this company?
Could you see the can?
I know. I only saw green.
Okay, good. Because I'm not giving nothing away for free.
That's right. Good. You've
learned. On this podcast, we got like 8 subscribers. No one talks to us. Not on this podcast.
It's not true.
Over on Dagon's Tome.
We're going to start charging you for ads for mentioning this other podcast so much.
Can we go to page 18, please?
We could. Oh, this is my second one. And
I told you. This is also my second one.
Before you start, Jack, you can't call him that anymore. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, yes. Let's. the elephant in the room is that despite the fact that they go into what the origins of the word and like that, to this day, like now, no one likes the word gypsy. I think it's one of those things.
I'm going to tell you, I don't know if that's true or not, because there's a healthy gypsy population in Chicago, and they still refer to themselves as gypsies.
I think it's like one of those things that if you're one, you can use the right. terminology. I know Newfies are going through the same thing right now.
Geez. And as of, you really want this whole show to be taken off the air, don't you?
But being
are there Newfie gypsies?
You're allowed to use the term. But anyway,
they're all dirty people.
They're all. Rob's got his list.
I mean, and there's still a whole bunch of gypsies in the UK.
They're not gypsies. You can't call them that.
No, they're Romanians, or I forget what they call themselves now. Romanese or something.
Romany, yep. And yeah, we like to. I prefer the Jippos, as we like to call them in England.
Because he's got his list. One says against the wall, and the other one, the more fortunate, is into the cattle cars. So like. That's what he...
This isn't funny anymore. Anyway,
okay.
I picked this one. I picked this article just because of one. It's the fortune-telling chart. I don't care about gypsies in general, but man, I'd love to roll on a fortune-telling chart.
Well, that's the thing. When I picked this article, it's because I thought it was a nice article. It gives you enough information if you're looking to put an encounter in the middle of a forest or adventure where you didn't want to have a village.
Yeah, you just meet this roving band of Romany.
Yeah, because...
It does actually call them Romany. I can see it right here.
Yeah, because bands of gypsies are like traveling villages.
Yeah.
It would just be some colorful wagons roll up. You get
fortune tellers. You get some sellers.
Exposition.
And I thought it would be fun to have a fortune teller. And the cool thing about this chart is that it's set up for dice or cards.
Yeah. It's fun. I want a 2 because I want to trust an elf. 2 of hearts. Trust an elf. That'd be funny too if it's just some random event and then the next elf is some bad person, but you have to trust them.
If you played this with cards, you could literally just kind of throw the cards out.
You can stack the deck.
Yeah, or you could just do it randomly and have someone show up and be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I do love it.
But as a very useful, if not a little tropey encounter to further the narrative or to offer, maybe some rest and some food to where your adventurers need it. Very, very useful. And then you got the fortune teller angle, almost archetypal gypsy thing. So yeah, I could see this be very useful in a campaign.
For sure. It's my turn, right? We're gonna go to 57. Or I think it's actually 59. 59. It's our friend Larry DiTilio, The Toxins of Siluron. He has a lot of different poisons in this article, like lots, and He says he even has even more in his game he runs, and I'm like, I would never eat or drink anything in his game. This guy's obsessed with poisons.
Yep.
But it's interesting because he says the poisons are too general in the DM's book, and they don't give guidelines for how long it takes to take effect and things like that. So like slow poison's kind of useless because it doesn't tell you how long it takes to effect. So, but he's got, I don't know, 30, 40 different poisons in here and all different types of killing or not killing, and it's pretty interesting article.
A lot of tracking, a lot of it's detailed.
Yeah, like if you're really into poisons, this guy has you covered. So if you're a poisoner and you want some fantasy poisons, here it is. So that's a nice quick one from Valeri. Anything to say about poisons, boys?
No. It's a good. I thought it said the same when I read it. I was like, oh, if I need poisons, I'm using this thing.
Yeah, like this is it. The only time you ever need poisons. Pat, what's your next one?
We go to page 26.
26. So
we move into
Greyhawk.
The Greyhawk. Now, this is when Robert Kuntz starts to take over, especially in the world of Greyhawk, because this is, I guess, the part of the world of Greyhawk that he DM'd and wrote about. So then it talks about the demonic Knights of Doom, the evil knights that roam around that area and kind of wreak mayhem. Because they're evil, they clan together.
Yeah, because we know all evil people are antisocial and they're definitely not in any societies.
That's from 3 issues ago.
Yeah, that's a big callback.
That's a big callback.
So it's not a super huge article because it's not a super huge area in the world of Greyhawk. It's just kind of a little like a barony kind of a thing. But I'm glad that they're fleshing this thing out prior to the release of the actual module. Not module, but...
well, they have the book, the Gazetteer out, but then the box set's coming, right? So
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's nice to see these things fleshing out before the box set comes out.
Yeah. If you're playing Greyhawk, this stuff would be invaluable because it's just really filling.
Yeah, this is the stuff that we had. My cousin would always, because he's the one who ran Greyhawk.
So you used all this stuff, yeah?
Yeah,
that's cool. Jack, do you have another one?
Another article? No, I do not.
Pat, do you have another article?
I have one more.
I have a few more, so I'll go next. We'll go to 70. It's Figuratively Speaking's back. The old...
yeah.
And I said you can almost see what the minis look like this time.
Almost.
But really I want to talk about this because that griffin right there, I had that griffin.
I had that griffin too.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a Ral Partha griffin, if I remember right.
It is indeed a Ral Partha griffin. I painted mine in red, white, and blue, and only afterwards I realized he looked like the American flag.
I saw that griffin. You've shown me that griffin. I remember now. You said that.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue. That is correct.
Funny thing is, I think we used Tester's paint at the time and really bad lacquer. I think he's the white turned yellow, so he's more yellow. I don't know where he is, but he's definitely yellow.
The Tester paint that came in from like Kmart sets.
Oh, they came, like model kit sets, yeah.
But whatever
it was the
whatever
lacquer for sure.
Yeah,
it was all enamel paints.
Yeah, and the lacquer didn't react to the sun very well. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I have no idea where those old miniatures are. I'm sure I have them still somewhere. Maybe I lost them because that happens sometimes. But
you've moved quite a bit.
I have moved quite a bit.
At one point, you had a very small apartment. I remember you had to downsize quite a bit.
Yeah, but I don't know. Or they ended up at my parents' house and just got thrown out, probably.
If this survived and your X-Men comics, your entire run of X-Men comics you sold didn't...
Well, I sold those for Magic cards, and that was just stupid. That was my own fault. I know where those went, because I sold them. Because I'm an idiot. But, stupid Magic. Yeah. So, Figuratively Speaking is back. He reviews all the different miniatures, and some of them you can actually see what they look like, sort of. So there you go.
Nice.
Pat, what is your last article?
My last article is on page 51.
51. Halflings.
And now we go to the halfling version of what we did last week with the dwarves.
It's horrible.
Breaks down the societal thing, which is nice. And then again, I focused mostly on the gods of the halflings because I don't even think there is a pantheon or a deity in the D&D Xanarite books for
No, I don't think so.
halflings.
No.
So it's nice to give them a pantheon they can flesh out because
It's funny.
some of them might want to be a halfling cleric for some reason.
These halflings are very much like hobbits. Later on, they could really go away from that, get more kinder-like from Dragonlance. But these are definitely like hairy-footed hobbits.
Well, yeah, this is how they start, and then Dragonlance, the Kinder takes over.
Yeah, they're more like kinder now. But yeah, little hobbits. Look at the little guy in his armor. Oh,
Arverine. He's the closest thing to halflings have to a god of war.
he's a lesser god too.
And there's
So
enough of them.
they're all lesser gods.
There's enough of them that you could have a pantheon that if you had a cleric, you could find someone.
So,
Yep. Fun. Anything else to say about your halflings?
That's it for me.
Once again, good art though in all these ones. They have added a lot of the old classic D&D art for all these articles about the different races.
It's almost wasted in that I don't remember them ever in other publications and like one issue of Dragon Magazine. And some of these are like, some of them like are deserving of being in a manual.
It's not like they ever did like one of those colored books for halflings. I think they did elves and dwarves, but I don't think they ever did halflings.
Colored books.
Yeah, I remember in second edition they did they were either blue or brown or.
I have the halfling one.
Is there a halfling one?
There is a halfling one.
Oh, there
I
you
have
go.
it.
Jack, are these pictures in that one?
It's the halfling handbook.
I can't promise for next week, but I will take a look.
Dig it out and see if we can find if these pictures were used. Probably not, because, hey, you could just draw a new picture for a halfling.
Because I'll tell you right now, in my heyday of second edition playing of D&D, I was a basic bitch, and I liked halfling thieves. I'll say it. That's what I like.
I'll say it. You can't stop me.
You can't insult me when I insult myself first. I
don't think anyone's
bitch.
insulting you, and no one thinks that's an insult.
Halfling thief was one of my favorites.
That's a basic bitch move. That's like being a paladin.
It's not any more basic than being a gnome illusionist.
No, that is definitely up there, for sure. Or an elven ranger.
I'll go.
Actually, I think it's a half elven ranger.
Half elf ranger for sure. Yeah.
I'll go cleric all day long, all day strong now. But at the time, and I had both of the thief and the halfling.
I think I had
brown
the thief one.
books.
I had thief, and I think I had one of the weapon ones, armor, or one of those ones.
I had the fighters. Well, we had all of them because of my buddy Don. When he got out of the Navy and took his retirement,
Just bought everything.
he bought every book that came out for second edition.
Nice.
So we had all the handbooks.
They added a lot of unnecessary rules, that's for sure.
Yeah, I did. It got a little crazy.
Yeah.
Especially since he loved being a scientist, so he had the scientist handbook.
Yeah. I had Sonics too, and it's. I think it comes up at one point in these, and it's just no, Sonics are bad.
I don't allow psionics in my games.
Well, the actual chance of becoming a psionic is like 1%. So if you do it correctly, the chances is very slim that anybody's a psionic. But
in my world,
lot.
in my world, there's 0%.
Yeah, it was way OP, but that was the point. We're going to page 77.
Ooh, 77.
I think. Yes, we're scrolling down a bit. It's actually 78 because they're talking about an art book, and they published a ton of the art, and it's a full color, beautiful paintings. And I was like, look at what Dragon actually can do when they have good art. I was like, wow, this looks amazing.
There's a couple pictures here. One's called A Wrinkle in Time. But I recognize this one with I think it's from the cover of the Ellis novel. I'd Scream, but I Have No Mouth. I think that's the name of it. like I looked at these and I was like, oh, this is
famous paintings,
like famous. Like the some of the stuff is I can't tell what a miniature looks like 2 pages up, but
yeah, they're beautiful paintings, and it does say it's I have no mouth and I must scream, but it is the
that's it.
Harlan Ellison novelette,
which I don't recommend anyone read.
Oh, sorry, it's a little short story. It's not very long.
Either one of these two paintings look like a Rush album.
Yeah.
Rob recommends you. That's a feel good story.
Oh, it's not a feel good story, but it's a good story. The female warrior there, I don't know which one it's called, the Eagle and Raven maybe. That's very Celtic, and I remember back in the day there was like a lot of Tolkien posters that looked very similar to this. So I wonder if that was them also. Yeah, so that was my quick one there. Also, nobody else says anything else, right?
No, I'm pretty much tapped out.
We're going to scroll down one just to see what Phil and Dixie are up to. And this one is funny because it's literally the fight in Army of Darkness between Ash and all the little Ashes. This is it. Like, it's the exact same thing. I was like, whoa, I think somebody was reading this magazine because it's like note for note, it's the same story. Even he gets tied down at the end just like he does in the, he falls down, cracks his head just like he like it's amazing.
Little goody two shoes, little goody two shoes. Does he I don't see him drinking scalding hot water out of a kettle.
He does. He's drinking a cup of tea with one of them in it right there.
Oh.
And one stabs him in the hand, and then he kicks him. He tries to burn him. He burns the whole house down. Then he tries to hit him with mallets, and she sucks him up with a vacuum, which never happened. But then he falls asleep, and then they capture him like Lilliputton. But I was like, wow, this reminds me of Army of Darkness. Funny stuff. Any ads for you boys?
I got no ads, actually.
If we could go to page 84, that would be
84. 84, you like it's a video game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is a video game. It is the great movie monster computer game. Now, I cannot verify that the game was decent. I can't even say
I guarantee it didn't look like this.
No, because it was for the Trash 80. It was made by Epics. So it was definitely ASCII characters and everything.
There wasn't a anatomically correct dinosaur running amok through a downtown, but
definitely monochrome. I remember these games being roughly like $30 or something like that, which was a huge amount of dollars.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But as false advertising goes, this would have piqued my interest as a child. I would have thought, oh, I wonder what that looks like.
All the video games back then were false advertising.
I asked for this game all the time for a Trash 80. Never got it.
Well, it's probably for the best because it probably is terrible.
It's not a dinosaur, but it's not Godzilla. It's not. It's a
a T-Rex.
cheeky lizard type creature that doesn't infringe on anyone's.
And he's picking his teeth with a telephone pole.
But I guarantee you, the game did not look like that.
100 possible scenarios. Wow, they must be very short, these scenarios. Yeah. My ads, I think, are both on the same page. We're going down to page 27.
27.
The first thing is there's a magic dragon bone electronic dice wand.
I almost did this for my ad, but I can't for the life of me think if I had, because I've seen these.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But I can't for the life of me think, I was like, oh, is this the newest, latest, greatest? I saw the price. I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's got to be brand new.
I was thinking, I think I saw it, but not in the D&D context. I thought maybe for cribbage or something like that, where it didn't roll all these different types of dice, just rolled like, D6s, Because I guarantee I saw it like when I was a little kid, before I even knew what D&D was. But yeah, this thing is an electronic dice roller. It's just a wand you kind of wave. But as Jack said, it's $25 plus $1. But $25 back then equals $50 today. So this little thing is $50.
Ugh, ridiculous.
Oh no, so I think it's actually more than $50. But
I'll look it up.
I think it's like, yeah. I wrote it down, but I misplaced it. I think it's like $70. It's crazy. But the other ad is...
It wouldn't have been... Yeah, it wouldn't have been like a impulse buy on your way out of the store.
You're rich and you bought this because it's newest and greatest, coolest thing.
Just to show off.
Yeah. The other thing was right below it is metal dice, which are the hottest fashion nowadays.
So $50 in 1982 is worth $154 today.
They're not $50. They're $25.
Oh.
So they'd be half that. $70. $75.
$77.
Yeah, there you go. And but right below it, $50 is because the metal dice, and one of them are silver, so it's $50 per die. So that would be $150 per die. Like people sell metal dice now. I guarantee you could probably buy silver dice, but they'd probably be a shit more expensive than that. But even the metal dice, expensive.
Makes me wonder how much silver was actually in that dice.
Yeah, and they have bronze for $750 each, but. I know people, we go to Gen Con, and I know people we know personally who buy these expensive metal dice. So,
oh yeah, and I wouldn't think twice about spending like a couple $100 on a dice set.
Oh, don't even get me started with that, Jesus.
Why, are you a bit of a dice goblin?
I am,
but I don't spend crazy amounts on them.
I did. I kickstarted I spent a lot of money. Dice.
Which ones? Ones that like flash and glow, or
no?
Ones
these
that
were
are just metal with.
These were dragon eyes.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about these. Yeah.
Oh,
they look really nice, but then a little buyer's remorse after the charge came to the card.
Yeah. Are these worth $50 or whatever? Yeah.
It's not even $50. I wish I could say it was $50.
Was it between 99 and 99?
It's definitely between 9 and 99. No.
Oh.
It's more than 99.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
I've seen them made out of meteorite. I've seen them I've seen some high-end dice that people buy all the time.
Yeah.
A dragon eye die for $100.
Do you have them yet, Pat? Or you're so
No, not yet. They're still waiting on the Kickstarter.
Oh, you don't even have it's in the ether.
Yes.
So you don't even know what the quality is once you get them. They'll be like, "Wow, I could have bought these for."
I've been showing some videos and stuff, but when we're done recording, I'll show you guys what they look like. I don't want to waste any time.
Well, look it up. Dragon Eye Dice from. What company is it, Pat?
It was made by. Oh Christ!
I remember this one. It was the company's name was Shyster, and Got Your Money.
Yeah.
It was a. Yeah, it was $100.
It says John and Oliver, but I forget what the name of the company is.
John Oliver, coincidentally. Not
when he's not guest starring on Alex Horn's new sitcom. Yeah. He's grifting people for dice. $100 American.
Yeah, but just it's funny. Even back then, metal dice was a thing that it's once again, I'm sure rolling metal dice on a table would probably ruin that table, but
we've gone from, and mind you, we're doing months per week.
Or years almost, yeah.
But we've gone from a point very recently in our show where it was, you can't get dice because no one makes them.
The company who made them doesn't want to make them anymore.
To artisanal dice that people are making for people who aren't happy with just having normal dice. Like that's a phenomenon.
Yeah. It's showing how much it's exploded in 4 years,
Yeah.
Big difference. Yeah. They do have still items in their limited Dragon series available. Maybe this is where you bought them from, Pat. Oh, it's Little Deer Isle, Maine. That sounds fake. Edge Moggen Road. It's all fake. This is a fake ad right here.
Look at the ad beside it. Wizard's Corner from Saskatoon.
Like there's a place in Saskatoon.
Saskatoon. I couldn't even say that. Saskatoon, something. We
are joking. It's the Grey Cups there this year. Imagine how cold that's going to be.
The Argos made it. This is going to be a big one.
It's terrible.
Spider-Mind.
By the time this comes out, we'll
Spider-Mind Games is the name of the company that makes the dice that I bought.
So don't buy anything from these people. They're scammers. Anyways, enough of it.
There's a stock image, a headshot of John Oliver from the set of The Daily Show.
And he was holding something else up, but they superimposed dice in his hands.
Oh, like you see, like the famous people, they're holding something up, and all of a sudden it's a shirt from a shirt company. No.
Pat, I hope you get your dice.
Well, they're actually the updates show them packing boxes up for shipping from China.
Oh, this poor guy, he's deep in there, Jack.
Oh.
I got some Bitcoin if you want to buy it from me. Only $20,000 each.
See,
really well right now.
Out of the three of us, I have a better track record, at least of more fulfilled than unfulfilled.
I just have one bad one.
I will guarantee you I have a better track record than you.
You don't ever do Kickstarter, that's why.
He's never done
0 for 0.
I am.
I have not gotten fulfilled yet.
Well, there you go.
Well,
enough about Kickstarter.
We look forward to seeing your dice on a future episode of Dragon's
I don't know why I bought these things, but I did. That's why I said it was buyer's remorse when I saw the charge.
I've bought dice I shouldn't buy either. On Kickstarter too, but still waiting for them too. So there you go. But they're not. They're definitely between $9 and $99, not over $99. Anyways, enough of this episode. It's been a fun one though. It's been 59. And we'll be back next week for 60. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment below if you bought some really expensive dice you regret buying. Or
not regret.
Yeah.
It could be that too. Everybody regrets buying
It's funnier if you post that you regret buying them. That's for sure.
I guarantee there's a lot more people who play D&D who've bought some expensive dice that regret buying them. But anyways, we'll be back.
I think those people regret buying them if they roll horribly. All the time.
Would a dice goblin ever regret though? Because they just put them in a big satchel and they just pour them out and they organize and touch.
Pat has a dragon's hoard and he still regrets. So there you go.
Yeah.
It still happens. Anyways, I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
We'll be back next week for another wonderful edition of Dragon's Tome. Bye-bye.
Yeah.